Also, can we talk about like the announcer saying like combo when there's no combos?
Oh, yeah. Just when you just
do nothing?
Do nothing? Yeah.
It's all combo. Hey, welcome to Super Garbage Day. My name is Double Rambo, and to my right is
Mr. Miller.
Oh, you still kept it. Okay. You saw me go off the cuff.
I was like, I don't know who this Double Rambo guy is.
Double Rambo, man. It's from here on out. I don't know. So what I did was I put my full real name into a rap name generator, and it told me my name was Double Rambo, my rap name. And I'm like, that's it from now on. I love that name. Double Rambo.
It's a pretty good one.
It's good. It's silly. It works. So, welcome to the show. I'm sure you've been here before, but if you haven't, we are two guys that play games from 20 years or later that are obscure that neither of us have played, and we give you a review after 7 days of playing it. So, that's what it is. This week, unfortunately. Or should I say last week?
Hold on. Do we need to bring the reinforcements back in?
No, we do not. So
this is a bottle episode, by the way, people.
A bottle episode is a great way to say it. Yes.
Alcohol required.
I'm not saying anything, but I will say I agree. Yes. So this week, if you're hold on though. I'm going off the cusp here. I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
So, Mr. Miller, what is the best retro villain that you could think of?
Best retro villain?
Yeah.
Well, all your base belong to us guy.
What?
Purely just for the meme ability.
No. I'm talking about a villain from a retro game that made you mad.
That made me mad?
Yeah, like a villain, like in a game.
Like that actually presented a...
Yeah, like brought emotion out of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it would probably be Dracula from Castlevania.
Really? The first?
Yeah. I mean, I was young when I first played it.
No. I beat that a couple of years ago for the first time.
And
I played it.
That game's hard.
It's so hard. But it actually isn't though. Like you get the gist of it and you start feeling it, but until you get to like death and then you get to Dracula and you're like, oh, all right, this is going to be a grind.
Actually, I think death is harder than Dracula now.
I would agree.
Yeah, I retract
If you don't know what you're doing.
Going back, death is a harder boss.
Death is way OP, dude. Like it's too much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be that or...
It's got to be that.
Yeah. That's
Death from the original Castlevania. I mean, that's...
Or it's any boss from Ghosts and Goblins.
That too.
Going back to my last week's statement.
That too, for sure. Well, for me to answer this, for me, it's Luca Blight. I don't know if you know who that is.
That name sounds familiar.
It should.
But is that a Final Fantasy?
Make a wild guess. Close. Wild guess.
Is it from Mother?
Nope.
No.
Also my favorite game.
Earthbound.
Oh, close. But it's from Suikoden 2.
Oh, okay.
Suikoden 2 had this villain named Luca Blight who kind of encapsulates that whole ideal that like in the past, like World War II and World War One, terrible.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. On brand. Again.
That was your, oh, you swore.
I know. Well,
you broke your promise today.
I know. Gosh dang it. Anyways, Luca Blight was a character, a villain in Suikoden 2 that brought out that evilness that happened in like major wars where it was like a commander or somebody in high status that would do like terrible things to people. You know, I'm not going to bring up any like direct examples, but Luca Blight like totally was hardcore evil. And I didn't really experience that in a game till I played Suikoden 2. And by the way, I'm a huge Suikoden stan.
See, I watched my roommate play it.
Huge. I know you told it.
And is Luca Blight, is he the one who
It's the second game.
is in the second game? Yeah. I watched him play the second one.
He's an evil bastard.
The general?
Yes.
The one that gets pissed off and kills some fireflies for no reason. Okay.
Yeah, he's like he comes off in that game, especially as like the evil like Nazi general that just does things because it makes him happy, and not like any. I didn't experience a lot of that in my childhood or teens at this point, like early teens when I played that game. I should have saved that game. It's worth so much money.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was big on both those games, and I was dumb and. Funko Land got the best of me.
Gotta get those pops, man.
I was like, oh yeah, I would totally want this other stupid game. Here, take my Suikoden 1 and 2 complete in box.
Oh yeah, those are worth a lot now.
For stupid games. Anyway, but Luca Blight, man, that's like, you gotta look it up. I think like it's recently I was curious and I looked up like, top 10 like craziest or worst villains in games, and I was very surprised to see Luca Blight was in there like across the board. So anyways, be that as it may.
I have a better answer.
What is that?
Irenicus from Baldur's Gate 2.
Oh, dude, Baldur's Gate's so good, but I'm not familiar with Baldur's Gate 2.
He is the main villain of that. He's the archmage that you start off in his dungeon.
Why is it? Well, why him though?
Why him?
Yeah,
because just rethinking back, I was like, oh no, I was thinking like way older, but we're still in the realm of we could play this game,
right?
Even though I've already played it, so it ruins the other caveat. But he is straight up evil. It's for the same things like Luca Blight. Like he has this whole underground research facility where he's just like got like twisted blob monsters that he's made that have sentience, and like he's captured all of these
just for like, the sake of like taking over things,
purely just to see. He's very much like a Mengele type of character, where he's experimenting for the sake of experimenting.
Doesn't care about the humanity.
He doesn't care about any like, and even if the results is he's just like, oh, that wasn't useful, but it was still interesting,
right?
Like it's just doing it just for
it's terrible
magic for magic's sake, basically.
It's like the mad scientist, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when you look at the mad scientist and real past, you're like, ooh, that is terrible.
And they don't outright say it, but there's some like implications that there was some bad sexual stuff going on too with your party members and everything. And so like it gives a like, definitely thinking back, that's the guy.
There you go, everybody. Luca Blight and
Irenicus.
I was not going to remember that, but
it also, now that I remembered that, it kind of leads into our episode because it's another D&D game.
The game of the week. Oh my God, this game. I mean, let's be objective. So I'll just say, all right, our game of the week is, hold on though, let's go for the sound effect. Yeah! Bam! I want to leave that in every time, but I can't now. Oh, it's so good. Iron and Blood. Actually, excuse me. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Iron and Blood. Warriors of Ravenloft. Whew.
I will break down that title for you in a bit.
Go ahead. Actually, do it right now.
Do it right now?
Yeah, do it right now.
So this game came out in 1996.
Yes.
Which is the death period of TSR.
It's also when Bad Mojo came out.
Oh, interesting.
But a throwback.
TSR was the role-playing game company that Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, had built. Mm-hmm. And they are in their death knell period right now. Like, they're not doing well.
Right now?
No, by the time this game had come out. 1996,
gotcha.
They sell to Wizards of the Coast.
So they were grasping for straws.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
They were trying to make money any way they could. And so that's why they were selling like licenses to all these games, because there were a bunch of games that came out in this time period. And I'm sure a lot of them are the same quality we're about to review now.
Oh, it might be good.
But AD&D was Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. That's second edition. That came out in 1987. And it was like right in the height of the Satanic Panic. So they got gut punched. They got gut punched real bad with all the, you know, devil worshipping cults and all this. Like,
yeah, there was like the devil worshipping fear that was happening in the 80s, right? Like into the 90s,
80s, all the way until I even had to deal with it when I started getting into D&D in like 1999.
Interesting. Well, if you don't know this, by the way, I just want to bring up that Mr. Miller is a renowned dungeon master who in the city alone, we're not going to say the city, but is very well celebrated for his ability, not only with his knowledge of D&D, but his ability to be amazing at dungeon mastering. So I'm just throwing it out there. I know you're looking at me like that, like I know, like, but you are though, man. Like, well, I appreciate I've heard it from so many people, and like, there's things happening with the bar and all that. Like, so like, it's cool. I think it's
so with this company dying, they're pretty much selling all this stuff off. And they were also starting to combine characters into worlds that didn't belong, and this caused a lot of problems because there was still a very, I would say, fervent novel community out there writing D&D novels, and so a lot of these characters got put into places they don't belong. One of those characters being in this game, Lord Soth, the main villain.
Are you talking about the Dracula villain?
No, that's Strahd.
Strahd
von Zarovich. He is the main antagonist of Ravenloft.
Okay.
Which is the campaign setting.
Okay.
Soth is the other guy in the big suit of armor with the red eyes.
Okay.
So
he's the one controlling the bad people, or like he was like that's his
yeah.
That's his like group, right? Like he represents like the evil group. Like he's the leader.
We'll get into this, but the groups don't make any sense either.
I love that you know so much about this.
Lord Soth is actually from Dragonlance.
Really?
And so he is a villain from the he's not even a main villain. He's just a big antagonist.
So they just barely looked into it and were like, let's make the game.
Well, what happened is he got put into a novel of Ravenloft because they just said, well, whatever, he died in Dragonlance, so we'll just put him into Ravenloft. Then a bunch of the writers got all mad because they're like, no, he doesn't belong in Ravenloft. And so there's this weird period where he just starts popping up in places that he doesn't belong, and it doesn't make any sense, and it makes a lot of people very angry. So
is he like the Nick Cage of like D&D? Like he's just
not really. He is highly regarded as like one of the fan favorite villains though.
Yeah.
It's like you can look up a list of like best evil NPCs to put into your game, and he's always, on like the 3 or 4 spot. He's
really
very highly regarded.
Interesting.
Because he's a super classic evil villain. Like,
yeah,
Old Knight still has like his honor and stuff. He's not going to stab you in the back. It's going to be a straight on fight. But he's just super powerful, very evil. Like sacrificed his wife and children type of thing for power.
God.
And so, and then they just ripped him out and put him into other worlds, and it made a lot of nerds very angry.
And you put him in this game,
and then they put him in this game without even any. This game viscerally makes me mad.
Hold on, we'll get to that.
As soon as I booted it up,
I love your passion here, though.
As soon as I booted it up, I was like,
because you are a DM. You're a DM, so like I've been talking to a lot of people who are now listening to this. And one thing I noticed about all of them, they were all like reconnecting. They were talking about D&D, and I was like, oh, well, hey, wait till you hear this episode, because you're not going to be happy. But let's get into our first impressions. So, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Iron and Blood, Warriors of Ravenloft is a story about a loading screen that tries to traverse a combat tournament. No.
You're not wrong.
But it really is. The thing that made me laugh or showed me its cards earlier in this game was right when it's like, do you want to save? And I said, yes, or autosave.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? I'm like, what? It's like the third screen of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do you want to save? Yes. Are you sure? Nowhere else in the game does it ask you, are you sure?
If you want to, or if
you
even
pick
want
a character or anything. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, also for its time, that was the longest, most convoluted intro animatic I've ever seen.
The intros. But I kind of gave it props though, because what's funny is I played this game. I tried to like start our Twitch channel at Super Garbage Day on Twitch. So if you want to follow, moving forward, we are going to show our first impressions on this show on Twitch at Super Garbage Day. So anyways, I went on there and I recorded myself playing this for the first time. And stupidly, I did not select the save the video. So like, and nobody watched because I was like, it's a fresh channel.
Right.
So like, I did it all for no reason, but I did not do it for no reason because we're talking about it right now. I remember playing it and being like, what a stupid.
Ouchie.
Yeah. Yeah. What a, like, at first it's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, weird. And then it went into it, and then the intro came in, and I thought, like, okay, I like the music. I thought the music on the intro screen was good.
And then it gets campy.
Hold on, though.
Yeah. No, it is so bad at even trying to give a semblance of what is going on.
Yes.
Because it's just a bunch, like, first it's a bunch of adventurers just like walking through the mist, which is very Ravenloft. That's how you get there.
I guess, but that's everything. That's Silent Hill.
But that's you having to know the campaign setting.
That's true.
For example, when I booted it up, I was just like, this game make me mad already. But for, somebody who has no idea,
yeah,
they'd be like, okay, this is kind of goofy and weird. And then,
well, you give it the benefit of the 1996 doubt, right? Like it came out in 1996 when things were like, this would probably looked awesome to some people.
Honestly, I will give it that.
Yeah.
The character designs are actually very good for the time period.
I don't agree.
I mean, they're very distinct. It's very Final Fantasy VII.
They definitely like achieved what they were looking for.
Now, are the animations good? No. I thought the character designs...
are you telling me like, okay. Okay. But are you telling me Ignatius Max looked cool?
Is he the one with the skull cap?
No, Ignatius Max was like the little like Hobbit guy.
Oh, I never played as him or fought against him.
Man, they're all bad. Like I think like it was a, I don't know. I felt like the people who developed it had no D&D background.
Oh,
but they're like, hey, yo, we got this job and we have this funding and it's from D&D. So just go hard.
It's very obvious that they had no experience.
Yeah, definitely with the cutscenes and with literally everything in the damn game. Like, it's so bad. Like, oh, go ahead.
I don't know. I think some of the villains were fun. Like the
villains you can play,
or the team of chaos, because there's the team of order and the
so
team
like
of chaos.
Yeah. But they fudged that up.
I mean, I think they're campy and fun.
They're not.
I always like myself a good.
I think it's funny though.
A good Skeletor ripoff is always fun.
That's a guy that I did the best with.
Nim Pimbley, the goblin.
Pimp. Nimbley.
I enjoyed him.
But he's a terrible character to play with.
I actually ended up doing pretty okay with him.
Did you?
Him
How?
And the gargoyle.
I feel like my guy was the skeleton.
The skeleton, he was okay.
No, I mean, I literally beat the whole game with the skeleton hitting one button.
Yeah. Like,
I found out like there was like it was terribly designed where there is no playtesting.
It's visceral response time. This game got under your skin too.
So his name was Ardris the skeleton. And I realized quickly if you hit like the lower button, which I don't know what's going to be on anything, but like, it was X.
I think.
Yes. If you hit the X button, he like ducks down and dives forward and hits And if you spam that, it doesn't matter. You're not going to lose because they're going to keep coming forward and hit it. And I beat the entire game on campaign mode, which we'll talk about campaign mode here in a second. But just doing that, and I thought, wow, what a festering piece of crap.
Yeah. The fact that half of the time your character's back is to the opponent, if you try to do anything complicated,
gosh.
like let's talk about the controls for one thing.
Oh my, they're okay, and then they're super bad because if you get turned around, you can't turn around immediately.
You can't.
You have to wait.
Yep.
You have to wait.
Same thing if you get knocked on the ground and you just
you sit there
like a
forever.
slug.
You can slam every button in the world. You won't jump up quick. And by that time, the opponent will do their weird down slash thing that, like,
which I never figured out how to do any of those downward attacks.
It wasn't worth our time to realize that. Yeah, because I mean, if you can beat the game by hitting one button, like,
yeah,
that's what I did. I was like, whatever. There was a point in this game where I was in that like campaign mode, and the enemy killed themselves because they got turned around towards like the weird like barrier.
Oh yeah. The wall that does more damage than any attack in the game.
If you like run into the end of the stage, I don't know what it is, but if you run into it, you fall down, it hurts you, and then you come up. They kept running into it and they died. And I sat back like, okay,
that's hilarious.
Wow, I'm telling you, playtesting is important.
Yeah. No, this game was obviously, it was either a rush job or it was like a new team.
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
Any excuse you can think of.
It's straight up, it was like, and coming from, well, it's published by Acclaim.
Yes.
It was Take-Two Studios, I believe, that actually.
It's our third Acclaim game, by the way.
Released it. I mean, they were a big publisher back in the day.
I know, but man, we choose 3 random games, 4 actually.
Yeah, but they were all by different actual studios.
That's true.
So publisher and developer are completely different.
Just letting you know, though, the only one that wasn't published by them was Rampart. So yeah, speaks volumes.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you can just pump stuff out.
Yeah,
you're gonna.
Acclaim was on it, man. They got Mortal Kombat on the consoles, and they were like,
and that's what I.
They have a lot of good games. I'm not hating.
That's one of the things I'm thinking. Like with this game,
yeah,
because I think they were just handed, "Hey, you need to make us a D&D game," and they're like, "Fighting games are popular. Let's do that." And without knowing how to make a fighting game, without knowing anything about the characters that they were going to put into said fighting game. Not really locking down any sort of a coherent combo system.
We can talk about that.
Because also having
combo system,
literally having major abilities of the character locked behind having to win matches.
Yeah.
And also calling it objective, where I'm like, okay. All right, I gotta go backwards,
but only in campaign mode.
Only in campaign mode.
Oh, it's such a disaster, dude.
So
like,
there are
so bad.
There are 3 modes in this game. There's the head-to-head.
Mm-hmm.
There's campaign,
mm-hmm.
and then there was the training,
yes.
which is they literally just training was the first one I did because I was like, hey, usually it'll give you a combo list. You can like, I'm thinking from like
modern, or it can help you
modern fighting game standards. At least teach me what all the buttons do. Like,
to be fair, before this game came out, Tekken and Battle Arena Toshinden came out, so like they knew better.
Well, yeah, I mean, some developers knew better
for training mode,
right?
They knew
it'll at least teach you what's a mid strike, what's a high strike, what's a low strike, what's your kick, what's your punch, stuff like that.
Yeah.
How to block. Nope, I just had to sit there and go, oh, what does this button do? Like, and then just start mashing buttons and hope something happens from it. I don't think I landed a single strike in my first training.
I didn't either.
Because my back was turned the entire time. I'm running into the wall like an idiot.
Well, because when you fall down and your back's turned, you're like smashing the buttons and you're thinking like, oh, this will help me turn around. But instead you're like kicking and punching towards the wrong direction, which actually delays you turning around.
Yeah.
And nobody tells you this.
I finally figured out if you just do nothing, you'll turn around relatively quickly.
If you do nothing, you win.
Yeah.
If you hit one button, you win.
You win. If you try to do anything fancy, you lose. But the campaign is so convoluted
It's not a campaign.
It's not. It's
not a campaign.
It's also the choosing.
Why do they call it a campaign?
I don't know. There's no story. There's no.
It doesn't make any sense. There's a beginning video when you start the game, and there's an ending video if you beat the game. And the campaign, I feel like they didn't know they were like, well, what? It's so phoned in. This is the most phoned in game I've ever experienced because no bit of it seems like it had attention.
They were handed some artwork, and they were just told make a fighting game.
Yeah,
I guarantee.
And they're like, oh, it's D&D, so they're like probably got some people to come in and be like, cool, I want to make a D&D game. We're right on. But then they're like, oh god, we had to make this in a week.
Yeah.
So
it's all a bunch of employees of TSR who are already checked out.
Because TSR. Yeah, that's right.
Because they know they're going to be out of a job here in a couple months because the company got sold to Wizards of the Coast in 1997. So they're just like, I don't even care about this piece of crap.
Oh, it's very clear that like there was no love involved. I mean, the voice work. The voice work.
Oh, okay. We talked about this a little bit over text messages.
Yes.
Most of the voice work is absolutely atrocious.
Yes.
And I cannot find any.
What do you mean absolutely? Like all of it?
I can't find any documentation, but I swear Nim Pimbley is Beavis.
Beavis?
I swear it is
Beavis
the same.
And Butthead Beavis?
Yes.
Yes. I thought the exact same thing. Like I felt like when I heard I really did think this. I was like, that's totally Beavis. To the point where like I tried to play as him on like the stream so I could show that. But I got my ass kicked so bad that like it never happened. I never had the voice thing. But to be fair, it never like I didn't record it properly.
I mean, he's straight up when you win with him. He lays down on the ground. He's like, yeah, that was fun. Who wants a sandwich? Like, that is 100% Beavis.
And I said this earlier to you privately that I feel like all the voices were done by one or two people.
Oh, there was a female voice actor and a male voice actor. And that's it. Yeah.
It's very clear.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Yeah.
And it's awful. Like, I think the music is actually like, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's good, but it ain't bad.
It's a weird techno soundtrack for what it is.
But it's clear.
It's
clear.
It is well produced for what it is. It just doesn't fit with the setting.
Right. But
because I mean, there's even songs that have lyrics in them.
I know. It's weird.
Like there's this hell stage where it is like almost like it's like rap metal in the background the entire time. I was just like, what is going on?
I know. I'm right there.
At first, I thought it was like voice lines of the character I was playing.
Yeah.
Because I was playing as the gargoyle guy,
right.
And it's supposed to be his stage.
Right.
And the whole time I was just like, does he just have a bunch of voice call outs because it's his stage? But no, it's straight up. You just stand there and there's somebody doing a rap metal thing in the background of this hell level. And it's so bizarre.
They didn't care, man. They're like, but the music I think is better than like everything else that comes with audio because like the voice work is so garbled and it seems like it's like 3 stages lower.
Hell, Rampart had better voice work.
Yeah, Rampart. I'm ready. Aim. Fire. Like, but I couldn't even understand what some people like. Okay, so the skeleton character, when you win, it sounds like he says like, "You'll join me and Beth."
Oh, I'm pretty sure what he says is, I was wondering when you would join me in death.
Yeah, but it sounds like me and Beth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's worth just seeing or looking up and experiencing like the winning commands because they're all so silly. Dude.
Oh yeah,
they're so out there and they're so they're terrible.
Yeah,
they're terrible, man. Especially like Nim Pimbley or Nim Pimpley. And the other short person who's kind of like the Hobbit. What's his name?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Let's see. I know off the top of my head, I know Luthor, that he's the paladin.
Yes.
And I know, Nim Pimpley, Ardus.
Yeah, you're doing good. I'm looking actually at the list right now. So it's Red Cloud the Aber.
Oh yeah, never.
Sinestra, sorry. Ignatius Max.
Never experienced him. Yeah.
So, he's like the Hobbit character. Zenobia,
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 the Amazonian.
Darius, Erland, Luthor, as you said, Torgo,
The one-armed dwarf.
Yeah, that's right. You're on it. Now we're going to the dark side. Ergo, the Margoyle.
Oh, the Margoyle. I don't. That's made up.
Well, they put Margoyle.
But yeah, he was like the gargoyle character.
Yeah. Ardris, who was my favorite character.
That's the skeleton guy.
Skeleton, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I just spam that. He has this like attack where you can just hit it, and he's like, his range is too much.
It's
to where no matter what, you win.
See?
I literally beat the game by just spamming that one.
Did you ever do his hip thrust?
No.
Because that was the move that we were just like, just hit attack, and I just picked a button and just started attacking. And he's straight up, it's almost like Voldo from Soul Calibur.
Oh, from Soul Calibur?
And he just throws his crotch into the enemy over and over and over again.
He might be the best character. I don't know. Artist sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just like spammed like X. Like, and it just worked.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Oh, here's my favorite. Sasha,
the werewolf. Yeah.
Sasha. They made sure to make her look like really feminine with
she is a
silly.
Furry's wet dream.
I know. It's so silly.
I was just like, abomination. You must be purged.
So silly. I didn't even know. I was like, Sasha. Then I selected her for like one round, and it's all Sasha. And I'm like, really, Sasha? It's a werewolf. Sasha? I mean, nothing against Sasha's. But I'm saying like it's a werewolf.
Yep.
Where else in your world would you identify the name Sasha with werewolf other than Iron and Blood?
I don't know.
Warriors of Ravenloft.
But I do know if I ever get a husky, I'm going to name it Sasha now.
You should. Makes sense. How about? Oh no, we already went over that. Nim Pimply.
He shows up. He's there all the time.
Pimply, dude. I just call him Pimply because like Nim Pimply. He sucks. He always beat me.
Really?
Yeah, I can never get past him except for like when I realized that like that spammy like skeleton move. But yeah, he always effed me up. What? Balzatar? Balth? The headsman?
Balthazar. I never played as him.
Yeah.
I think I fought him once.
I don't think I ever played against him. Maybe. How about Kurak, the warlord?
Kurak? I don't
remember that
Kurak, the coffee machine.
Yes. Ballock.
He was
the Black Knight.
Okay. Yeah.
And Stellarex.
He was the mage.
Yep, you're right.
With a trident and a weird skull cap.
You're right, yeah.
Which is funny because I don't know where it's from, but there is a live action actor from some piece of media that guy is modeled off of.
Really?
Yeah, where it's I was looking up this game and came across that. I was somebody just being like, and here's this guy from, and I wish I would have written it down because I don't remember, but it is from like, it's got to be from like an old crappy D&D movie or something. But he straight up has that metal skull cap and is dressed exactly the same. He's got the
so is it on point?
Evil guy. Yeah, I mean the character model looked like that guy. I don't know where he's from though. But, so if anybody could figure that out, let us know.
Well, it's on brand, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean it was very much all of those characters you could have ripped out and thrown them in a Xena episode, and I would have been like, okay, yeah.
That makes sense. Well, you throw anything in a Xena episode and you'd be like, all right, cool.
But I mean, you wouldn't have to change anything. Their character models would have fit, and you would have been like, oh, okay, the costuming makes sense now. This is just 90s fantasy.
That's true. It was like early. Oh, it was like mid-90s.
Mid-90s,
96, yeah. It's terrible. They did a terrible job.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go to graphics and audio. So, graphics and audio. We have blocky, bland character models that look like silly. Like, and this was after we had the initial launch of the PS1. So, there was no excuse for this. By the way, this game also came out for the 3DO.
That's right.
In its late stages, which just kind of like furthered the death of 3DO.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I know they switched over because they were like resolution problems or something. And so
Oh, there's a lot of problems.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it ran okay for like what it's worth. But I didn't see too many hiccups when I played it. Being on the PS.
I didn't either.
I played it on the PS like emulator,
Mm-hmm.
but I noticed like I feel like the loading times are probably better. That loading screen
And they were
is every 5 minutes.
They were bad even with like my beast of a machine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm over here just being like, oh God, I would have been waiting for hours if I was playing this on
it's crazy.
the old hardware.
It probably would have been tripled the amount of time.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not buying this game. What are you kidding me? I'm not waiting for this. Like, especially how bad it is. But
I do think the chaos character models were a lot better than the law or the order.
I kind of feel that too, though, because notice they put a little more like because the law characters were corny, you know, and goofy.
They're all very, and it's all like they're all level 1 starting characters is what they look like. Everybody's wearing this like the very samey leather outfits.
Yeah.
You know that their weapons are, most of them carry just a quarterstaff, and it doesn't have any like embellishments or anything on it. They're all very, very basic. I thought Luther was actually pretty well done as far as your like stereotypical paladin type character.
On the light side.
The light side.
Yeah.
And then was it Sorsha, the Amazonian? I mean, she's just ridiculous. They were making their Lara Croft is what they were doing.
Well, at that point, like everybody was like, let's make a chick with like big boobs.
Yeah,
like,
and she doesn't wear pants.
I know. Yeah. So silly.
I mean, literally one of her moves is she turns around and says, I'm waiting for you, big boy, or
I
something
know, I
like
saw
that.
It happened when I was playing. I was like, what?
And if
she like whistles, I think.
Yeah, and if you're looking directly at her, your character will be stunned.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's like a stun.
It happened when it was on the ground.
Oh, yeah, so she wasted it then.
Yeah. Wow. Also, can we talk about like the announcer saying like combo when there's no combos?
Oh, yeah. Just when you just
do nothing?
Do nothing? Yeah.
It's all combo. I'm like, wow, some killer instinct. Like, it was like they were trying to incorporate so many things that were happening from other games and they were failing across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, I would like swing and hit nothing and it'd be like combo. And I'm like, no combo.
Maybe I did a combo, but it didn't land.
No, not at all. Oh man. Sometimes I got hit actually when the enemy would attack, like from like, oh my God, so many problems with the hit detection in this game.
Oh yeah.
So many problems. Like, I don't even want to talk about like the outside border of the arena. Like you can't turn around really quickly. Like if you get knocked down or you get hit and you get turned around, you have no control over turning around quickly.
You pretty much just lost that round.
You have to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to wait until your character turns around. At that point, the enemy can hit you into this crazy barrier that sends you flying and sometimes hurts them. And then you was laying on the ground and I've slammed all the controls to see if I can get my guy up faster. It never worked. And then they get up faster than I do, and then they attack me, and it's just bull.
Yeah.
A lot of editing on this one. Gonna be a lot of editing on this one.
I mean, like I said earlier, this is there's a reason why I brought a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Like this game's made me mad.
It's on top of the hill of dog crap sandwiches.
I mean,
bad.
I had just gotten done writing a bunch of essays, doing a bunch of reading, doing a bunch of homework. And I was like, all right, I'm going to relax. I'm going to fire up this game. You know, we'll change my perspective on tonight.
Nope.
And then in between this game, me just already being exhausted, and then my cat just like wanting attention, I was about to just be like, I'm going to kill someone.
I can tell because you sent me a message saying like, this game is garbage. Like, and I was like, I know, but let's just save it for this. And yes, this is a very alcohol-fueled episode because this game is terrible. We're not happy to even do this because it has been a waste of time the whole week.
Yeah.
Gosh. How about how the training mode is useless? How about the campaign mode makes no sense? How was it a campaign mode?
Yeah.
You select 4 people and then you win or lose.
Yep.
There's no story.
Depending on the stage objective.
Right, which makes no sense.
Yeah, you either get magical powers or You get an artifact, which I don't know how to use any of those.
I got like I never got an artifact. I got like the whole like resurrect another player.
The Ring of Resurrection.
Yeah.
Where
and I was like, what is that? I was not following the magic part because I won and nothing happened. Nothing changed.
So on your when you win on a objective magic power,
yeah,
you'll get like a little sparkly icon next to your character, and that means you've actually unlocked one of their new moves.
What?
Yeah, so they have a whole move list, which I
I hit was one button.
I know. I really
it's so bad.
I really wanted to try and figure out the combo system.
I was not looking to that far into it. I was like, nope.
But then once I realized like half of them are locked behind having to win with that character over and over again, I was just like, what's the point? Just mash X and win. And
that's true though.
I mean, the only character that I could even get the combos to work reliably was Ardus, or not Ardus, the Margoyle or whatever it was.
Yeah.
The gargoyle guy. I just threw fireballs at people constantly.
It was Ergo the gargoyle.
But
the Margoyle, as I say.
Whatever that is.
Well, are they trying to get sued? Like Margoyle? What?
They had the rights. It's
I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's published by
such a disservice to Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
how dare you?
It's not D&D at all.
It was a money grab.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Good Lord.
Which is sad because, the
health bar. What is the health bar? A flame.
It's a torch that I couldn't figure out.
And it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because 1 second I'm doing so good against the NPC or whatever, my opponent. And then I'm like smashing them and they hit me once and it's the same level. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, there were times where I would land probably 20 hits in a row.
Exactly.
I didn't think their health bar went down
nope.
at all. And then all of a sudden they hit me once. I fly into the invisible wall.
Yeah.
And go catapulting across the screen and then just lay there and they just stab me.
Yeah. It was terrible. I can't believe I even beat this game. I beat it by accident because I realized that you just hit one button with the skeleton guy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, good, I got this. And then I got the stupid ending. It was like a terrible CDG. Like it was terrible.
It's just a bunch of flashes. And then it ended with those red eyes of the villain who's not supposed to be there.
I know. Well, the guy was like, coincide. So you got the bad ending too?
I did
that guy.
I when you told me just take the skeleton guy, I just hit the same button. I was like, all right, let's
seriously
do this. Let's just get through this.
Yeah, that's it. It's fucking awful. All right, graphic. We were still in gameplay.
We've covered the graphics. They're bad.
They're bad. Everything about this game's bad. All right, Mr. Miller. I'm ready for your final verdict.
Oh, this game needs to be put back into the bottom of the dumpster that we drug it out of and set on fire and then pushed into the bottom of the ocean. Like no one needs to ever see this ever again. It's bad. It's that bad.
Yes.
Like if I know there's a pit out there filled with ET cartridges. This game needs
not anymore.
No, did they dig it up?
Yeah, they dug it up. What's funny is there's actually a documentary about that, and then there's a person they're interviewing on the documentary that's there while it's happening, and he has a level up hat on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I was like, cool. Yeah.
Well, that hole that they dug all the ET cartridges up, we need to fill it up with all the discs of this game.
Bad. I agree.
Yeah, it's trash.
Yes. So. Thank you for your input. Kind of sways my opinion. I was on the fence. All right, listen. I beat this game by hitting one button. In one match, the enemy defeated themselves by running into the wall over and over, and I sat there and watched it. Oh, terrible presentation. God-awful graphics. Clunky, janky controls. Laughable voice acting. We didn't really go too far into that, but it's definitely like one or two people. We kind of did. By the way, like the music versus like the voice acting or just sound effects are like completely different calibers.
Yeah.
Because like the music wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad. and it sounded clear, and it was concise. It was fine, but the sound effects and the voice acting was like a different frequency. It was terrible.
It was obviously not mixed well.
No, it was all phoned in. Anyways, terrible presentation, god awful graphics, clanky controls, laughable voice acting, complete broken balance of fighting game, constant load screens every 5 seconds, a load screen, absolute waste of money and time. This game is the king of the dumpster. It gets my vote for literally the worst PlayStation game I've ever played. I'm not going to say worst game because that's, I don't know. We haven't got there yet. But definitely the worst PlayStation game I've ever played of all time.
Yeah.
It should not exist.
No, it shouldn't.
It's the worst. Do not play this game. Fuck this game.
I mean,
it's so phoned in and terrible, and literally everything that's bad about game design. And everybody involved should be 100% ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'm going to go over to the Iron and Blood credits. Game design, Rick Hall, you should be ashamed of yourself. Programming, David Scheel.
Shame.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Art, Phil Robb. By the way, one name for every bit of this. Okay? You should be ashamed of yourself. Easily. But we're going to get more into it. You ready? Animation, backdrop, art. Whatever. Terry Smith, you should be ashamed of yourself. Joel Eichler, you should be ashamed of yourself. Ed Meadors, you should be ashamed of yourself. Bo Misley. Seth Grima?
Shame.
Shame. Shame on you. How dare you? Animation. You were in charge of animation. How would you do that? Mike Snyder. Henry Borasso. I know this is doxing, but you know, they deserve it. Okay?
They put their names on this title.
I hope they're not making games now. I'm happy for them if their lives are fine. That's all good. But please don't make another game because you clearly phoned this in. Lance Las Bonita storyboard. Shame on you. Mike B. Ross.
Wait, there was a storyboard?
Yeah. What's the story?
Exactly.
I'm a little surprised about the music and sound. There's a guy named Mike B. Ross.
Huh.
All right. You get a pass.
Shame.
Composer and order of cinematics, Mike Goodis. Shame on you. How dare you think that you're good at composing music? Actually, it was okay, but yeah.
Yeah, but the
cinematics
sound,
the sound. Yeah, no, not at all. Quality assurance.
Oh, wait.
Quality assurance. Big list.
I need a bell.
Yeah. We need like a ding bell.
Yeah.
Scott Shust, Larry Rich, Ray Taylor, Jim Boomar, Lane Bird. Shame on you. You were the quality assurance. How dare you?
You were the last bastion of hope for this title, and you let this go.
Patrick Freeman, the writer of the story. The writer of the story. Shame on you. Voice talent coordinators.
Okay.
I'm gonna preface this with the voice talent coordinators, which is 2 people, Tom Regas and Don Dillinger. Shame on you. How dare you? The voice talent coordinators. How do you have that on your LinkedIn? I'm gonna look these people up, dude.
Please don't harass these people.
Executive producers Mark Saramet and Ryan Brandt. And it says what they've done before in this, but no, F them. No. Sorry. Vice President Production Development, Cole Stone, COL. It's kind of cool name.
So, like the ice cream shop?
I don't know. Yeah, no, well, not Stone Cold Steve Ice Cream, but yeah. Close.
Oh, man, Stone Cold. If you hear
Stone
that,
Cold Steve Ice Cream.
Please steal that from us.
He's doing fine. He doesn't need our ideas.
No, but I want that, though.
Executive producer Amy Smith Bolin. You have a hyphen in your name like it matters. Have you played this game? Get the hyphen out of there. Take both those people out of it. Don't do that to your heritage.
Shame to your
Yes,
families.
please don't. Produced by PAX. PAX.
That's
just PAX.
okay.
PAX. Assisting producers. Cliff Falls. These are sounding really fake, by the way. Like, the further we're going down to the producers pool, it seems very.
I'm honestly wondering if these are like, they saw what they did and they're like, I need a pen name.
Yeah, PAX. Well, guys, need PAX. I'm sure that Social Security would argue that's not his real name, or her, or them. All right, Herb Perez. I know that's a normal name, but shame on you, because you should not have been I'm telling you. I hope you guys hear this. But I mean, we don't hate you. We hope you're doing well in the life.
Yeah. And again, please don't harass these people.
Yes. Well, I mean, of course. But analyst Mike Hong, how Turkenskowitz? Analyst. What's the analyst?
For a video game
this game,
company?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know either. I don't know what you would be.
All right, you get a pass.
I don't know what you'd be analyzing
You get a pass because we don't know.
Unless you were analyzing the
garbage,
the hit data, and because in that case, shame on you.
Well, how do they put them in the credits though? They put them in the credits after the game was made, before it was reviewed or released, which means they're terrible analysts. So fuck you, Mike Hong and Hal Turkowitz, because terrible analyzing. Anyways, yeah, treat these people well though. I'm sure they'll have a good life now. Administrative assistant Mary Scarloa. All right, I don't know what that is either. Acclaim Marketing has an entire section with no name under it.
That's amazing.
They didn't put their name.
They just didn't even want to be.
They didn't put the name under it.
They
put the category, but they didn't put the name.
They're like, no.
All right, so we're moving on. Product manager Evan Steen. Shame on you. Assistant product manager Alan Rosh. And it's Rausch.
Shame.
Shame on you. I'm sure you're good people, but
this is,
you gotta know.
It's yeah.
You gotta know. Senior manager Michael Wiener. Yep. Supervisors Carol Caracilio. That's a name. That's a name. Tom Falzone. They brought the Italians in, apparently, for the supervisors.
Yeah.
And I can say that I'm Italian, so it's not racist. Technical support group. Harry Wright. Rimmer. They're just fucking with us at this point. Michael Wiener and Harry Rimmer. Come on.
Yeah. The studio doesn't exist.
They knew what they were doing. Like, you want to be in this? Like, what name you want to put? Oh, Michael Wiener. Harry Rimmer. All right. Senior technician. John F. You put your middle name in there, so you're owed this. John F. Gonzalez and Howard Perlman. Shame on you.
If there isn't another John Gonzalez in this project, then a double shame on you. Why is the F in there?
Well, gotta stand out. He's proud. If you put your middle initial in something, you're proud.
There's a reason why I put my middle initial in things, is because I have 3 of the most common white dude names available.
You're doxing yourself. Well, I mean, me too, though. Yeah.
I mean, all they know me by is Mr. Orsino.
That's right.
Miller.
And I'm double Rambo, so that's all that matters at this point. Here on out, double Rambo. Technicians. What would a technician be?
Well, the technicians are like the coders and the
why do they put coder? Well, I guess that terminology wasn't really as prominent.
They put. I mean, it's the code monkeys.
Okay. Well, shame on you, Dan Wimpelberg, Greg McGovern, Rob Coffey, Andrew Folater, and Keith Robinson. Why were there so many technicians?
Got a lot. Even if it's crap, there's a lot of code to write.
All right. Lead analyst Paul S. Lindsay. Very proud. Yeah, another middle name, Eric Hendrickson. So, shame on you. How dare you? We should probably look into this. Like, we're probably in trouble.
You can
And
always
that's it.
you can
That's
always
everybody involved.
you can always cut it out.
That's the whole. Nope.
Shame.
Shame. Nope. King of the dumpster.
King of the dumpster.
No,
fire.
you all get called out. Yeah, you put your name on this. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad. I'm not trying to. I don't wish bad things upon you. But if you're gonna put your name on something this bad,
Yeah. Especially those quality assurance people.
oh yeah,
100%. I don't know
them.
how this got through QA.
Probably not in their real names.
I mean, to just
Like they're not like
to
packs.
just sit down and play it once. You're just like, this is
it's
this
bad.
is not good.
Well, what do you do at that point, right? Like if you're a QA tester, like how do you say like, wow, this is a dog shit sandwich? Like
I mean,
knowing that everybody else is like, let's just push it forward. Let's just get it out there.
I think honestly, they probably
They're like everything's wrong
for legal reasons. They had to have a QA team.
Well, if you were a Dungeons and Dragons fan, you should be upset about this.
I
And
guarantee
you are. Yeah. You're a well-renowned DM.
Well,
and this is not acceptable.
It's like most D&D IPs out there. Like if it's not the board game, if it's not the tabletop, it's usually bad. Like, and that's saying even this upcoming movie, because there hasn't been a good Dungeons and Dragons movie. There's a new Dungeons and Dragons movie
I didn't know
coming
about
out.
this.
Yeah,
tell me about it.
With Michelle Rodriguez and Chris Pine.
Oh, really?
And it looks not good. Like all of the other ones.
I don't know, but I will take your advice.
Am I gonna watch it? Yeah, probably.
Of course.
Am I gonna be grumpy?
But it ain't gonna be like Iron and Blood. Yeah.
Oh, we'll see.
This is number one. This takes the crown right now. It's early, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, it's that time. Definitely. Let's make it official. This gets my thumbs down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Way down.
Thumbs down for Super Garbage Day certification. It's terrible. So bad. So phoned in and just like lazy and just try to make money, try to find like tack on some kind of subculture that definitely was gonna reject it. It's just freaking awful.
It was some corporate boardroom meeting that they're like, how do we squeeze
I don't think it got that far.
Couple of dollars out of this IP still?
I don't even think it got that far. But be it as it may, we're gonna set that aside. And we're gonna choose a new game this week.
New game.
And guess what? I'm gonna do something different this week.
Okay.
I'm not gonna choose. I'm gonna let the gods of random choose.
Okay.
Not just the game, but also the system.
Okay. I'm down with it.
Oh,
What we get?
all right. So the console is Game Boy.
Okay.
All right. So the game on the Game Boy original is Matchbox Caterpillar Construction from 1992.
Hell yeah.
Here we go. All right, everybody. That's our game this week. Thank you for following. We appreciate if you listen. Thank you for all the Life Bites fam that's come over. Ian Luth, Mandy Osapenko, Daniel Kanshiro. Appreciate you having you. Appreciate you having you. Yes. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/Super Garbage Day. You're allowed to throw in your own game suggestions that go on a separate list that we will do once a month. Also, if you have any questions or concerns, or you want to throw a retro question for our show, go to supergarbageday@gmail.com and send us a message. You can even like play the game we're playing during the week and send us your review. We will actually read it on our show. Anyways, so me and Mr. Miller have a date with Matchbox Caterpillar Construction.
Construction for the game
on the Game Boy. Yeah, that's our game this week. We love you. We'll see you next week for a review. My name is Double Rambo. This is
I'm Mr. Miller for now.
We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you for being a part of this, and we appreciate it. This really makes us happy.
Good job!
Thank you for watching with my dad. I just want to say everybody, guys, bye.